Nearly 10,000 years ago, within the area that is known as the Fertile Crescent, a region in the Near East comprising of what is today modern Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon, humanity first invented agriculture, and with it gained a stable and stationary food source. Because of that, humans were able to live a more sedentary lifestyle, developing permanent dwellings and cities that eventually led to our modern era of civilization. But humanity has existed for a lot longer than 10,000 years, roughly over 200,000 years to our current knowledge. So what was humanity doing for those 190,000 years before the advent of agriculture and civilization? Could it have been possible that some tribes of humans used agriculture earlier than the accepted date? Or that even pocket civilizations have always been around throughout our existence? One common mistake people often make is thinking that ancient humans were less intelligent, as if their brain size were somehow smaller than our own. But that isn't the case. Homo sapiens, aka humans, have always had a brain size of roughly 1400 cc, meaning a human 200,000 years ago has the same mental capacity of a human today. In fact, we now know ancient humans before the 10,000 year mark were capable of creating large megalithic structures. There was a megalithic site known as Göbekli Tepe that was uncovered in 1994. It has been estimated that the site is at least 11,000 years old, and may even be older. The expanse of this megalithic structure stretches over 22 acres, with each stone at the site weighing roughly 16 tons. No simple feat of construction, and this was done with the same tools available to our earliest ancestors 200,000 years ago. If ancient humans were capable of making such large-scale structures before the use of agriculture, it makes you wonder what else they were capable of doing. A question one might ask is, why did it take so long for agriculture to develop in human history? One theory is that the climate of the Ice Age made agriculture impossible, mainly due to the lower CO2 levels and less rainfall and temperature variability. But this is a generalization. There were wet areas and even marshlands during the Ice Age. However, many areas of land masses where humans once populated are now underwater, lost due to the rising sea levels after the end of the Ice Age. Such areas include Sundaland in South Asia, Doggerland surrounding Britain, and the land bridge between Alaska and Russia, as well as countless others. We also know humans were expert explorers very early on in our history. Evidence such as Australia being inhabited by humans around 40,000 BC points towards some of our early ancestors possessing boats, and a means to travel and explore the seas for more clement regions that would be more suitable for agriculture. But even if agriculture was truly impossible, there are alternatives to allow for a more sedentary life. One such possibility is fishing, which evidence for dates back to more than 42,000 years ago. Combined with the knowledge that we know humans had the ability to travel in boats, it wouldn't be unfeasible to imagine that if you had a body of water with a large amount of fish and a good supply of vegetation and wild game, that a tribe of humans could remain relatively stationary, setting up permanent housing and beginning a prehistoric civilization. And while this ideal Eden situation may seem unlikely at first glance, we know from Göbekli Tepe that such places did exist, as the local natural food sources were abundant enough to allow hunter-gatherers the leisure time and resources to construct the megalithic site, which could have taken years or generations to finish. However, this is merely speculation. No evidence for such prehistoric civilizations exist at the moment, and any remnants of a coastal civilization would have been destroyed after the melting of the glaciers, but such civilizations could have been possible. And as underwater archaeology grows and more exploration is done, perhaps one day we might find a lost chapter in human history and push back the date for the dawn of civilization even further. But what do you think? Do you think the dawn of human civilization started 10,000 years ago? Or do you think there could have been villages and even full-scale cities even further back? Let us know.